Hey guys, so I wanted to come at you today and show you the update on the food garden. Um, the At the moment I'm standing in the front of the house to water these plants. I'll flip you around here so you can see. So these are all the food plants here. I need a better setup, but at the moment this is what we're working with. I've got some little tomatoes down here. In this big bucket I have some potatoes. So yeah, the little buckets are lemon seeds. Not quite sure exactly what to expect, but ever since I moved them outside they seem to really be loving it. The strawberries are going a little wild in their bucket. I might have to change that out there. These are the bell peppers from inside. They're loving it out here. I'm glad I moved them because they seemed as if they were stalling for a little bit. And now that I'm moved them outside, they're doing really well. Avocado, and avocado. This is the one that I broke. I don't know if I told you or if you guys remember. I think I told you. But this is the one that I broke. This is where it broke off. Hold on, let me get the leaf out of the way. And it just started growing from here all of a sudden, and I was super stoked about that. I was really upset that this one had fallen and broken. And then the tomato. She's doing all right. I've had those little, well, they're not little, sometimes they get big and huge and fat, which attacked my jalapeno plant. But they're the green ones, the green fat ones with the little horns on their butt. They've been somehow getting onto my tomato plant. I had one on my canna lily a little bit ago, and then I had one on my one of my bell pepper plants. I don't know where they're coming from. I mean, the only thing I can think of is they're coming from the soil, because like I literally have nowhere that they could be coming from. There's no, like, I mean, maybe I'm wrong, I don't know, but yeah, so I don't know what was going on with that, but I keep finding them, plucking them off, and I just throw them to the birds because, I mean, I don't want them. I'm not going to keep them. Unless we live in a desert, I don't even know where to put them, to be honest with you. Anyways, so yeah. Let me get a little closer. The little tomato seedlings that I had inside that I just brought out here and replanted, they're loving it outside. We've been having some thunderstorm weather, so it's a little bit cooler, a little bit more. I'm sorry. Do you see this? Oh my gosh. I wonder if that's one of my potatoes. That was fast. Isn't that cool? I don't see any more. I don't know if you do, but I don't see any more. But hey, look at that. I don't know what it is, but I'm excited. It's green. So yeah, aside from that, you know, I've never grown potatoes before, so we'll see what happens. They're the little tiny red ones, like the little red ones. But they were growing eyes, so I put them in dirt. So we'll see what happens. I know that they're like tomatoes, to where they don't like to have their feet soaking wet. So especially with the thunderstorms that we've had recently, I just haven't really been watering them. So because they're getting watered and they don't like to be that wet. So I did put a beer bottle. I cleaned out a beer bottle and I put water in it, and I put it in this bucket. That's what this hole is right here. But it drained really fast, so maybe I'll just try something else. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out a way. It seemed to work for the tomato, so maybe it'll work for the potato. And then I tried it for the wisteria too. That's why it's sitting in the wisteria pot. Because it seems as if the wisteria is just not doing well, but not a food plant. So yeah, that's what's going on with the food. Let me walk over here to the greenhouse and I'll show you the onions and jalapenos. That little sucker, man, it grew so big. I thought it was a squirrel at first, so I closed up the greenhouse, and then I found it the next day, and that thing was huge. It was a huge friggin' caterpillar. this is the damage it did to my poor jalapeno plant. My poor baby. But thankfully there's still some leaves on there. There's still some growth coming through. Jalapenos are still growing. But man, that sucker did a number on her. He was huge. So here's the other jalapeno plants. They're doing really well. I think because they are maturing, the jalapenos are getting a little bit bigger, which is great. And then, you know, green onion, which is just loving it in here. This was just I don't know if you remember, but the regular white onion. So yeah, I can probably cut that off and eat that. But so far, I think we're doing pretty good. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, let me know. If you've experienced those little caterpillars before, they grow huge. They get really huge. They're like big, thick, fat things if they eat enough. So, yeah, I looked it up and they just turn into a moth, which there's nothing wrong with moths, but it's, you know, it's what they turn into. They're not big, huge, beautiful butterflies. I'm not killing monarchs or anything like that. They're just moths. But yeah, it's just, I don't know where they're coming from. But yeah, if you've got any questions, concerns, comments, just let me know. Thanks, guys.